we now have to figure out how do we navigate this story so that A, we give a story that the user wants to hear, but at the same time maintains a level of security and privacy that allows him to continue to earn a living, albeit scamming, but nevertheless he continues to work so that he can continue to help us. So we're wielding a double-edged sword here, triple-edged, quadruple-edged sword. There's so many things that could go wrong.
So my job is to close every sale that is coming through because of my accent. Basically, that's my job.
So in order to tell the story the safe way, we need to take some creative liberty. The first thing we have to do is change his name from Casey. We can't be using a name that's familiar to his employers. So we'll call him Steve. Then we've got to mask his voice, knowing that it's so recognizable that he'll be identified immediately upon hearing it.
Well, I'm a scammer from India.
Okay, the distortion isn't good enough. We can still hear the accent. We'll need to hire a voice actor to portray him instead.
Well, I'm a scammer from India.
But this can't look completely fake. We need photos of the call center, photos of the script, video of the country. I'll even talk to his colleagues.
Investigation Department of Social Security Administration, how can I help you?
Hi, I got a call from this number about my social security number and something about me being arrested.
Then we've got to make sure that Steve is perfectly okay with the video before it goes live.
Actually, Ben, no, I'll leave it to you. I trust you, so I'm a very trusting guy. Like you can probably notice, I trust the journalist, so I'm a trusting guy. I'll leave you to it. You can surprise me with how it is played on YouTube. I'll just wait like your viewers. To me, it feels like it's a big box office movie that is coming out. I can't wait for it.
Hey everybody, today I want to talk about a scam that's costing people millions of dollars.
That's the number. Save her, save her. This woman is saying she's got $96,000 in the bank and they're going to take every single dollar of it.
Oh my God.
Just listen, honey, they're getting everybody.
Smashed it, mate. Smashed it, mate. I love it. It is wicked. The video is wicked. Hats off to you, mate. Thank you. I love it, mate. Let's just now hope and pray that people are going to listen to this story and they are going to click that button.
You're involved in a telephone scam and you need to hang up. Don't send them any money.
This private investigators process has gone viral from a YouTuber who exposes scams and scammers called Pleasant Green.
He was almost starstruck. I mean, when you think that here's this guy living in really abject poverty in India who didn't ever think that he'd amount to much in life, he's resorted to scamming, and here he's seeing himself play out on YouTube to hundreds of thousands of viewers and people commenting and hailing him as a hero.
I was reading the comments, the story's getting big, mate. People are talking about movie deals and that. They should make this into a movie.
It kind of gave him a sense of purpose, I would say.
100%. That's exactly it. It's validation. It's validation that I'm a good person. It's validation that I'm doing the right thing. It's that free pass. I do these terrible things here, but I get a free pass because I've got credit. I've earned some credit, and these things balance each other out, and I'm a good person.
Hello, good morning. Ben, how's it going? How is life? Just reported myself to work, but I'm early, so I'm just wandering around, passing time for the next 15-20 minutes. It's a bit hot out here, so I brought myself a choco bar to eat to cool down. Apart from that, life is good. How about you? How's life for you?
So there is that element of that personal satisfaction of getting that accolade and that pat on the back saying, hey, you're doing a great job. And that's certainly true for me, and it's true for you, and it's certainly true for him. So yes, the first episode was just truly amazing, and it was so all eye-opening as to, you know, the story being packaged in the right light and packaged in the right manner can have an incredible impact, and it certainly did, and it was exciting, and that is what motivated episode 2, and then episode 3, and then episode 4.
So I think every day one save. Every day one save. Is that a good idea?
The biggest thing now for us to do is to make sure that we present the story in such a light that doesn't hamper that arrangement. Now that's fraught with problems. The first problem that you have is your audience is now going to come out and call you out on it. They're going to call you a scammer yourself. They're going to say what we're doing is we're scamming, and we got that. We got messages. People left comments and said that, we are perpetrating the biggest scam of all.
Yeah, this is fake.
This is fake. This is us drumming it up. This is us trying to create, create content, click and bait. We get all that, and we knew that was coming. But at the same time, we had to weigh our odds and say, well, listen, what are we going to risk? Are we going to risk being called fraudsters ourselves to save his privacy? Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. But we hope that one day, like today, we would be able to come forward and say, look, we're here now today, not to retell you the story, but to tell you why we told the story the way we told it. We had to alter some of the information about who his employer was. We had to completely seal the Jeremy Noodle story.
Yeah, do you remember when we first brought it up to him and we said, do you think that we could bring up the fact that you were involved with the reporter? We could change the reporter's name, but we would like to tell that part of the story. Do you remember how he reacted?
Why do we have to use that? Why can't we just use some other storyline? Why do we have to use the journalist thing in the first place?
There's no way. There was no way he was going to let us tell that story. He was so attached to that. I think his girlfriend was very well aware of that story. She knows a lot more than we knew, and I later learned that she knew a lot more than he told us. She knew a lot more about what was going on.
What happened with the journalist? When the journalist thing happened, you could say I was kidnapped, I had my phones taken off me. A lot of bullshit went down, and my girl got really scared, so that's why she don't want me involved in these kind of things.
He had promised her that after that article had aired and that he had been kidnapped, that he was done with it. He would never go forward with it. He would never work with the authorities. He would never work with the newspaper. He would never do that again and put himself and her in harm's way. So it was imperative to him that his secrecy was trying to maintain it. And he was on a slippery slope. He wanted the thrill. He wanted to tell the story. He wanted to get that out there. And he wanted to get that immediate self-gratification that comes with that. But at the same time, he didn't want to tell anybody anything because he knew the trouble that he was going to get in with his fiancée at the time. So he was struggling with that. He had a tremendous struggle, but he was definitely holding his ground when it came to that newspaper article that he, for that reason, he felt that was taboo and we needed to stay away from that.
It's going to take one person from that call center to figure out who is doing this, and they're going to know it's me. Straight. I know you're probably thinking, no, I'm being paranoid, but trust me, Ben, they're going to know it's me. Simple. I know these people, okay?
It was very important to us to say, okay, well, we're going to stay away from that story because that story exposes your accent, which is incredibly distinguishable by anybody that is in the industry.
And that was incredibly frustrating to me and as a storyteller, and maybe to you, because I wanted to tell the story honestly. I wanted to talk about what was going on, and he was just saying, no, you can't use this, you can't use that. And I'm like, well, then how are we gonna be telling this story honestly? I mean, we even talked about how Steve was kidnapped, but we had to come up with a different reason why he was kidnapped. Although what the reason that we gave really did happen. There was a moment where he was nearly exposed by one of the saves that you tried to pull, but we had to use that as a reason for why he was kidnapped. So
Devon, the whole thing has fucked up, man, and you have highlighted me. You don't understand what kind of a mess I'm in, man. Everybody knows it is me.
While the story is true, we did have to kind of, mix some of the facts around to make it work for his safety.
They pushed me out of the car on some street. I don't know where I was. And they kept my phone so I couldn't reach you or anyone for help.
What we need to do now, and what we're hoping to do here today, is to say to your subscribers that, look, we're just now trying to bring you in with us and let you sit at the table as we're making these decisions and listen to our conversation and listen to what we're talking about. Why? Because these were the decisions that we had to make back then. We made a decision. Did we make the right decision? I think so. I don't think there's anything that we would have done differently, regardless of what was said or not said. I think the road that we took was the perfect road. Why? Because we didn't want the people who are currently working in the scam centers to connect those dots. Because if they connected those dots, they would easily be able to attach it to say, hey, I was the one that took you out of that house. I was the one that put you in that trunk. I was the one that took your phone from you. I can corroborate that what they're telling on that YouTube channel happened to you, and you're Steve.
Anyway, good morning. You never guess what happened. Where I was working before that previous employment, one of the guys phoned me and said, I watched your video. And I said, what video? Then he's like, elaborating, what video? And he goes, yeah, I know it's you and blah, blah, blah. I said, no, it's not me. How can he say it's me? I was pretending I didn't know what video he's talking about. So I was like, let me call you back first. Let me see what the video you're talking about. Then I went there. Then he's ringing me. I said, let me watch it at least. And you're fucking calling me straight away. So pretended I was watching it and blah, blah, blah. And in the end, he was like, yeah, I know it's you. You took photos from where we work and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, I never. He goes, swear that it's not you. I said, I swear that he was that. So I said, yeah, you just swear on any other. Off anyway. I need to explain myself to you. Off. I hung up the phone. But yeah, that's what happened. That's the latest.
He had just participated in a save of a lady in the Toronto area who had, I can't remember, $10,000 or $16,000, and this save went on for about 2 hours, where I was trying to track down a bank. And I was on the phone, literally 2 phones going, trying to track down this bank. He had given me a little bit of information. He said the word star. And then we knew it was a TD, Toronto Dominion Bank. So I'm trying to find a bank that knows something about the word star in it. I didn't know if it was a street name, if it was a plaza name, if it was a community, if it was a neighborhood, I didn't know anything.
Starhurst, Star something, I don't know, it's something S-Hurst in Scarborough.
So now I'm trying to piece this all together to figure out what is it. And it turns out that it was a Toronto Dominion Bank at this mall or this plaza that was called Starhurst or Starburst or something like that.
Something S-Hurst Circle. She's in the bank right now.
Please hold for the next available branch representative.
Thank you for calling Speaking to Trust. How can I help you?
Hi, this is an emergency. I'm a fraud investigator in Ontario here, Windsor. You have a customer that I believe is into your bank about to withdraw $16,000 for a telephone scam marketing that's going on right now. Can you check with your front counter?
Literally to the hour. The bank was closing in 5 minutes. She was still at the line. The bank manager had just approved the wire transfer, and they were ready to send that money when we got through and we stopped that wire transfer from getting through.
Yeah, hi. So she did hang up the phone. She wants me to call the police.
Yes. Yes. Call the police.
Okay.
So I need you to take down my information as well.
There are scam calls plenty of us have received before, with the person on the other line saying they're with the Canada Revenue Agency and that you owe thousands of dollars in taxes. But now there's this mystery man who's taken it upon himself to put those calls to an end. And get this, he has saved Canadians millions of dollars collectively.
After the bank situation, it being so close to the holidays, I come to recognize and realize that this was still going on. This was still happening. People are still losing money significantly. I turned to the media in hopes that that would generate some more public awareness, is what really was all about, especially over the holidays, to try to get that public awareness out there.
This man from southwestern Ontario who asked not to be identified refers to himself as Devin. He says this is audio of one of the hundreds of scam calls he's intercepted.
Please tell me you didn't give them any money.
No, I didn't.
God, I'm an investigator around in Windsor.
Oh my God.
You're getting a tip that something illegal is going on, not to mention the devastating effects it has on people when they lose, literally tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars.
About a year ago, Devin received one of those scam calls himself. He said he befriended the man on the other end of the call, who happened to work at a call center in India. That man is now Devin's informant.
They ran the first story and then they sent it to me. When they sent it to me, you could clearly hear his voice. You knew exactly it was him. His voice was very clear, it wasn't distorted. So I went back to the news media and said, look, you can't run this story like this. You're going to expose him. You're going to jeopardize his safety, and you can't do this. You're going to have to distort his audio. And they said, okay, well, we'll see what we can do. So they went ahead and they distorted it. They sent it to me, and it's like, no, that's not good enough.
Call this woman, she's in the process of being scammed right now.
So they distorted it a third time.
The tipster's voice has been altered because of concerns for his safety.
I then tuned in and saw that they went ahead and they distorted his voice. But on their website, they had a snippet. And inside that snippet, they had his full voice undisguised. Within 20 minutes of me reading that, I got a distraught message and a video from him.
I'm at home. I didn't go to work. Basically, someone's robbed my house. I'll send you a video of it and show you what they've done to my house, mate, my room.
His apartment was literally turned upside down. It was just totally destroyed. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind. To this day, there's no doubt in my mind that somebody over there heard that audio clip of him, knew it was him, went to his house to send a message and trashed his apartment. There's no doubt. It was within 4 hours of that going live. It's too much of a coincidence.
Thanks for checking out this episode, everybody. If you want to know what happens next, then I hope that you subscribe and come on back. I want to say thanks again to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video and making it happen. You need to try Surfshark VPN if you want to stay private online. With Surfshark, you can protect yourself from data theft, tracking, surveillance, and commercial targeting and be free from ads. Don't let people target you or influence you because they're peeking at your browsing habits. So try it out today and head on over to surfshark.deals/pleasantgreen for an 83% off discount and 3 additional months for free. Now that's a deal that you can't pass up, especially when it comes to your privacy and your data. So stay safe out there, and I will see you on the next video.